amazing. I did nothing except unplug it and plug it back in. Can you believe that? I mean, I can, but holy moly. Anyway, I just hate when this... The same setup every week, guys. The same setup. And today... okay, anyway. We're back here. Thanks for joining us here. We're talking Royal Caribbean Cruises with all of you. Glad to have you here. We are here a little earlier. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I started the stream a little too early, and my computer was like, oh, you want to turn it on now? Anyway, we got it back. We're good. We're settled in. If you're just joining us, you missed nothing. Glad to have you guys here. Whatever works. Exactly. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Josh Gore, Cruising Q, Callie is here, John Stump, Joseph McGahee is here, Kelly Armstrong, GOAT, Matthew Henning, Alan Smith, I think it's that right? Callie Smith, Chris Green. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Matt. I'm from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We are hanging out with you on this Monday. Every Monday, we are live right here on YouTube to talk with you guys together. And Amy McGuire says, glad to hear your voice. It's almost as good as being on Navigator today as we should be. I know that feeling all too well, Amy. I was supposed to be going on Oasis of the Seas on Thursday, April 23rd. Of course, that's not happening. It stinks. It's awful. But at least we have our friends here to keep us, to help us out, right? Safety in numbers. Monty Love is here. Welcome. So let's start off with most important question, guys. So how many days till your next Royal Caribbean cruise? If you're counting in chat, let's count down together. Matthew Weiss wants to know which Oasis class ship is the most updated. Oasis of the Seas just got refurbished late last year, so I think so. Paul, can you plug and unplug cruising and see what happens? All right, there's the problem, guys. Let me just grab the plug. Hold on a second. All right, we got it, and I gotta plug it back in. Rebooting. Everything's fixed now. I love that, Paul. John Stump says, sorry I missed you last week. Brother, sorry I missed you last week. That's the most important thing there. Sophie Burns, what's going on? Hello, Shayna. Welcome. CC Pezlab wants to know, when can I cruise again? Unfortunately, no one really knows. I mean, right now, Royal Caribbean plans on resuming cruises June 12th. But of course, that's a moving target. We've had 3 different times in which cruises have been canceled. So it's June 12th is really the date until it's not the date. And that's how you should look at it. I have a cruise here July 4th weekend. I am really, really hoping that it happens. 12th Man Proud is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ben Lasky, Matt, I have a cruise booked for May 2032. 2032? I think there's a good chance you're going on that cruise. I'm going to go out on a limb and think that in about 12 years, there's a good chance you're going on that cruise. I don't know how you booked it, but I think you chose wisely. Joseph McGahee, favorite specialty dining on Harmony. Izumi Hibachi. Fantastic. Love it. I can go there every night of the cruise. Never have an issue. Josh, could you see Royal Caribbean going bankrupt? No, I don't think so. I think there are a lot of other things that have to happen first. There's still a lot of time before that would really be in the realm of possibilities. And don't forget, guys, we'll get to that when we get to that. I mean, there's different kinds of bankruptcies. Not everything is, that's it. Last guy out, turn off the lights kind of thing. Irish Media, why does Royal Caribbean have cruises in June when the CDC has a no-sale order until July 18th? It's a good question. The CDC order, the no-sale order, by the way, a couple things. Number one, that order is for the United States only. But number two, and this is why you're asking this, number two, that order can be rescinded like this. It's not written in stone. It can be either the CDC or the Secretary for Health and Human Services can rescind it at will. So the reason why they're not canceling through whatever the date is in July that the 100-day no sale order goes through is because if that 100-day order were to be rescinded and Royal Caribbean already canceled the cruises, there would really be no recourse. There'd be nothing you can't bring those cruises back. You can't call up Mark Hunter and say, Mark, we canceled your cruise, but good news, we're doing it again. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Michelle, is Radiant still getting refurbed in the fall? It remains to be seen. I think at this point, Michelle, we don't definitively know what the impact of amplifications and refurbs are going to be. I would assume that right now there's a big pause button. they're pumping the brakes on those kind of things. If you read today at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, we have a great interview with Dan Klein from themotleyfool.com about what, as a Wall Street guy, how he sees the cruise industry. And, not spending money on refurbs is kind of where they're going to save a little bit of money in the short term. They're still going to do the work, but... Detroit Red, I have final payment in May for a cruise at the end of July. Will my deposit be refunded if the cruise is canceled? Yes, it will. Let's see here. Nelson Clan, I would love to hear about kids' options in the main dining room. Do they pick from 3 courses as well? Yeah, absolutely, Nelson Clan. When you go to the main dining room, there's the adult menu, but there's also a kids' menu. And anybody can order off the kids' menu. Anybody can order off the adult menu. So if your kids want to have, the French onion soup or the escargot from the adult menu, they can do that. But they also have a kids menu, and the bottom line is, Nelson's Clan, Royal Caribbean is going to really cater to whatever your needs are. I know that I have dined with families in which their kid wants to have like pizza from Sorrento's, and you know what? They run over to Sorrento's, grab the pizza, bring it back. That's how much they care. So yeah, the kids are not locked in. Laura O'Donnell, the pride of Kansas City, live from the Chipotle line. I'll take a bean bowl. Extra peppers and onions, please. Thank you. Francisco Eni. Any recommendation on I should say that. Any recommendation on Vision of the Sorry to make fun of you. Any recommendation on Vision of the Seas? Had to change my wedding and cruise date in November, but it has a great Southern Caribbean itinerary and I am hopeful. My recommendation is just hold on to it, buddy. If you want to go on that cruise, if you think it's awesome, I would hold on to it. I mean, November's a really, really long time from now. A lot can change, okay? Because I want you to think about what life was like a month ago, 1 month ago. 1 month ago, compared to now we're in April and we're looking at November, right? So that's May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 7 months from now. What do you think everything that happened in 1 month? And now think 7 months from now. That's why I don't think you should change anything. Earl, Matt, it appears you have luggage being packed on the floor behind you. No, that's actually my go-to bag, Earl. So that's my cruise gear bag. Whenever I go on a cruise, all that stuff just is basically zip back up and take it on there. I just have it in view for some reason because there's I gotta clean up my room. But no, I'm not going on a cruise. I wish I was. Gray says, I'm supposed to go on a cruise June 14th. If that happens, would you have any concerns about cruising on one of the first cruises out? I would not personally, Grace, but obviously some people might. I don't blame them, but I am also not in the at-risk category. And if Royal feels it's safe to go, I will definitely be going on there. Mel Caps also, what was my favorite Royal Caribbean theater production? Columbus the Musical is really good. I love them. Not only that, that's an original Royal Caribbean production. Jared, why are we doing shots today? No one's bought me any virtual shots, so I guess not. Moosey says, extra peppers and onions. I love you, man. The grilled peppers and onions, just pile it high, man. There's no such thing as too much. Joe Sucato, I booked Independence late August, going on Royal's 2 islands, Coco Key and Labadee. My thinking is that this may be the best chance to sail no real port issues, or am I wrong? They're still the same things. Even though they are Royal Caribbean's islands, Royal Caribbean does not own the islands. They're leased, technically, and they're still subject to the local authorities. So if either Haiti or the Bahamas say no cruise ships, it applies to those islands as well. Now, could there maybe be some finagling going on behind the scenes for private islands versus going to Nassau? Possibly. I don't know the answer to that one. But it's you're not completely off base. But I want to make it clear that Royal doesn't control their own destiny. If that was the case, we might have seen more cruises than we have. Just in Atlanta, we canceled our cruise for November. Looking forward to booking a cruise after the vaccine comes out. There you go. Callie, will Royal Caribbean have to change their ports if countries still have their borders closed down? Yeah, I mean, if some open up and some are not, absolutely, yes. Sis Prague, if only U.S. ports are open in the near future, I would take a 14-day cruise to Nowheres now. Unfortunately, that's not legally admissible from the United States. There's a law on the books that prohibits that from occurring, so it wouldn't be an option, unfortunately. I would sign up for that one, but it's not legally allowable. Lehman, I am now a Diamond member of Crown and Anchor Society. Congratulations. Can't tell me what benefits I get. It's been hard to understand the website. So when you get on board the ship, you're going to get a letter in your room of all the benefits. Here are the big ones, the ones you need to be aware of, Lehman. Number 1, you'll have a check-in line at the terminal for Diamond guests. You already knew that from the other tiers, but now you have one there. Number 2, the most important one, every evening there is complimentary alcohol beverages served in the Diamond Lounge. Diamond Lounge is open to you all day long, all night long, 24 hours a day. It's a private lounge. You swipe your SeatPass card to get in there. And in the evening, for select hours, there is actually free alcohol. It's not every drink you can get, but a fair amount of options. There's wine, there's beer, there's liquor. It's a pretty good amount right there. In addition, it's not just in choice of or in lieu of. It's in addition to, you can also go during those same hours to any bar or restaurant on a ship and get up to 3 drinks per person per evening. Just tell them you have a Diamond drink and you're good to go. Beyond that, you get a free photo, discount on Voom Internet, but again, in your room, you're going to get a full letter with all the benefits there. Typical Jet. Should I cancel my cruise on March 13th, 2021? No. I think you'd be very silly to do that right now. And where can you get the Monopoly? eBay. It's the only place you can find them these days. Powerful Female. What are your 3 favorite ships? I know Harmony is 1. What are the other 2? Oh, Harmony, Navigator. What would be number 3? Brilliance. I'm going to go with Brilliance on that one. Let's see here. Jenny and Chris having a Kraken and Coke cocktail. My favorite drink. Enjoy. Jonesy is here. Welcome. Linda, my May cruise is canceled at first. I was told I get a refund in 30 days. Now 30 business days. They're dealing with a lot of there's so many cancellations, so many changes going on there. I'm not going to excuse them, but I think we also have to understand these are extraordinary times. That's all. Kim Oakland, I saw a recipe for fireball grilled pineapple and almost sent it to you. Kim, I love you. You're a great friend, but that is gross. Craig from Australia, welcome. JC, our May cruise was canceled a few weeks ago. When should I expect the future cruise credit to be issued? And will MEI be notified or just me? Both, JC. When you get the future cruise credit, you will get an email from Royal Caribbean. They will get an email. My recommendation, though, JC, is when you get the email it over to your agent so they have a copy of it. I got mine, JC. I just got mine for my March cruise right around mid-April, so about a month. Give or take about 30 days or so. 12th Man says, how do I find out about when the health restrictions will be lifted? RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. I'll definitely post about it, but right now it's on the books till further notice. And the reason, and 12th Man says, no one seems to know, don't want to book until the policy is clear. Well, that's because that's the policy. If you're over 70 or you have one of those pre-existing conditions, you're not allowed to cruise. And that will be in place, by the way, when cruises resume until further notice. So 12th Man, you should expect that to be the rule going forward until further notice. I certainly will be posting it as soon as I know. Dan V says, I have a question. Dan, you don't have to ask a question. Just jump right in, my friend. Let's see here. Josie, they got part of your refund wrong. I would call Royal Caribbean your travel agent because they should get that right, obviously. Don't forget that the it gets split, some elements get split up, like gratuities, port fees, taxes. Those are not part of the main refund, if that makes sense. Charnel is here. How am I? I'm doing very well, Charnel. Glad to have you here. Linda, you need 3 more points for Diamond. Well, you got to book one of those weekend cruises when they resume. Landry says, do the first sailings of a ship typically book up fast? Want to go on Odyssey in November? Yeah, typically the first sailing, maybe second sailing, fill up very quickly. There's a lot of interest in that from cruise fans. Beyond that, there's definitely going to be a lot of everything I'm telling you, by the way, is like pre-coronavirus. But typically speaking, there's a lot of demand in the beginning because it's the hottest, it's the latest and greatest, it's the new hotness, it's what everyone's talking about. So yeah, there's going to be some bookings, more accelerated booking perhaps than other cruises that are out there. But if you want to be on the first sailing, that's one of the most important one to book as fast as possible. Let's see here. Josh Taylor coming to you live from the humble abode of Taylor of the Seas. Let me tell you, the service here sucks, but we manage. Josh, good to have you here, my friend. Chantra Williams, welcome. Just Drea, if my cruise is canceled for July 3rd to Alaska, would I be able to rebook right away or wait 30 days for the credit? You gotta wait for the credit, Drea. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It takes a while for it to process. You could, of course, Drea, book another cruise. All you have to do is put the deposit down and then apply the future cruise credit. Don't forget, you cannot use your future cruise credit for a deposit, Drea. So even if you had it immediately, you will still need to put out cash for that deposit. And then when the future cruise credit comes in, then you apply the rest. Oh, 12th man proud with a virtual fireball from Matt Bottoms Up. Gross, but thank you. Cheers, my friend. Oh, God. Oh, terrible. 12th man says, are you kidding? I'll never be able to cruise unless the policy changes. It'll change, my friend. 12th man. You should not look at this as the end-all, be-all rule. This is not written. It's not written in some sense it'll be there forever. This is just for the coronavirus. That's it. Once a vaccine comes out, once this really goes in our rearview mirror, I don't think it'll be an issue at all. So, Chris, what are some highlights on Oasis of the Seas going June 21st, 2020? Oh, my goodness. Portside Barbecue Restaurant, the new water slides. The escape room is fantastic on there. You will love it. You've got Aqua 80s. Love that in the Aqua Theater. Fantastic. So many great things on Oasis. I love what they've done with that ship. Randy Patrick with a super chat. Randy, thank you so much for your generosity. Randy writes, Matt, living large in Indiana, rather be on a lower November. I know that feeling all too well. Axel, how are Quantum class ships different from Oasis class? You know, we did a blog post not too long ago about that, Axel. I mean, obviously, there are a number of changes. I mean, Oasis class ships are bigger. They have a different, Oasis class have a real promenade. Quantum have a real esplanade. Quantum class has the 270 on the back. It has North Star. It has Ripcord by iFly. Whereas Oasis class have water slides, an aqua theater, Central Park, the boardwalk. So, Kim Oakland with a giant super chat. Woo! Thank you, Kim. What restaurants are open for lunch on embarkation on Oasis of the Seas? I am so glad you asked. I'm going to look that up for you. You know, this is one of my favorite things to do when you want to learn about a ship. Read a past cruise compass. And so for Oasis of the Seas, you're going to have a number of choices on embarkation day. Dawn Jostenbaugh is here. Hello, Dawn. Good to see you. I can't joke about Alaska yet, but I am glad to see you here, Dawn. You are missed. All right, on embarkation day, here's what's open. Coastal Kitchen, El Loco Fresh, Park Cafe, Solarium Bistro, Windjammer, as well as that. Those were all complimentary. Then you've got Giovanni's Table, Johnny Rockets, Playmakers, and Portside Barbecue. Boardwalk Doghouse is also open, along with the frozen yogurt on the pool deck. Park Cafe. Did I say that? I already said that already. Sugar Beach is open. That costs money. Starbucks is open. That costs money. Sorrento's is open. That's free. And Vitality Cafe is open as well. So, let's see here. Don, is the 100-day no sale policy from the CDC mandatory? It is right now. Yes. But it can be lifted at any point. So you shouldn't look at it as written in stone. Pooji is here. Welcome, Pooji. Josh Taylor, let's pretend everything gets up and running back on track. Once Galveston gets the new port terminal and alert arrives, will there be other ships out of Galveston? I think Liberty, we don't know where Liberty is going, but I think it's a safe bet she's not staying there. There may be another ship, I know Enchantment's over in Baltimore, but there may be one other ship right there. But Allure is a big ship. You're getting that's a fair trade right there. Matthew Weiss, what makes Harmony more special than other ships? I mean, it's all in the eye of the beholder. I think the entertainment, I prefer the entertainment on Harmony. I like the fact that it has Sabor. Those are kind of the little things that really make it stand out for me. Lehman, I don't know, Oasis or Quantum Class ship, do you think a junior suite is worth the price versus just balcony? It depends how much more. On a 7-night cruise for 2 people, something under $100 a day, you make an argument for it. But it really depends on how much more. That's the thing. I wouldn't flatly say it's always worth it, because it's not. There are plenty of scenarios I've seen. They want how much for a junior suite? Nope. Staying in a balcony. But for a lot of other people, that is a compelling option. But it depends. To me, it depends on the how much more. Mel Caps. Mel, I missed. Oh, there it is. Would you ever consider cruising out of Asia or Australia? Yes. I would consider it immediately as soon as they invent Star Trek style transporters, because I hate flying. I'm scared of it. And a 24-hour flight is like, you may as well just send me to jail for a couple months, because I'd rather spend my time there. It's equally frustrating and scary. Denise, what are the pre-existing conditions that won't allow you to sail? Off the top of my head, diabetes, AIDS, there's a bunch of other ones. Hold on a second. I think there's more than that, obviously. I forget the exact ones. It's diabetes. I know diabetes is the big one because a lot of people get hung up. Oh, asthma. That's another one. Diabetes and asthma are the two biggies because Obviously, a lot of people do have those things. But the reason why they have these rules in place is because people who have these pre-existing conditions are predisposed to having significantly worse issues with coronavirus. That's why. Yeah, 12th man, I really hope so as well. I really hope so. Mark Carter, do you think they will cancel my wife and I cruise in September? I have no idea, my friend. I certainly hope not, but no one really knows the answer to your question. So, yeah. Garth, thank you for the super chat. Garth, very kind of you. Very, very nice. Thank you so much, my friend. Lovely Amethyst. Is it normal for the refreshment package, the one that includes mocktails but not alcohol, to be $34 a day? No, that's pretty high. I would tell you this. Wait that one out. You really got nothing to lose by waiting it out. You know what I mean? So I would wait it out. Austin Legit says, hi, Brad Pitt. Do you think that will change the final payment date? Believe it or not, I'm not Brad Pitt. I just look like him. No, I don't foresee any changes yet related to that. Could that change? Sure. Tim Gallagher, welcome. 12th man proud with another super chat. Woo! 12th man, thank you so much, my friend. Holy moly. 12th man wants to know, do you feel the Alaska season is going to get canceled simply because other companies have closed their attractions? It's not looking good. I mean, number one, Canada has said there's no cruises until July 1st. So that's number one. So that leaves you basically with July, August, and September. There might be like one in October. I don't know. But 3 months of cruises. Okay, not too bad. But Canada has been the most vigilant country with protecting against the coronavirus, taking these kind of steps. They closed down a solid month before anything in the U.S. really resembled that. So it seemed preemptive back then, but now it's like, oh, now I understand what they were doing, right? And here we are. So I think that just like Caribbean cruises, 12th man, just like every cruise out there, we're really looking at this as every day it can change. Do I think that a cruise in July or August is 100%? No, I don't think any cruise right now is 100%, especially not here in 2020. Things can change. I certainly hope that it happens. I wouldn't be shocked. Some other companies, I think, are just looking at it and saying, look, we're just, there's no point in holding out anymore. But I think Royal sees it differently. I think Royal sees things with a glass half full mentality. I think they look at things and they say, listen, things are bound to get better. And when they do, we want to be ready to deliver that vacation, right? Because at the end of the day, they're looking at this as people signed up with us. People paid us to go on vacation. And they understand that we can't offer that cruise vacation right now. But when conditions are right to resume cruises again, you know that they're going to want to go. And so Royal Caribbean wants to honor that commitment. And that's why they're only pumping the brakes, not hitting the e-brake, throwing everything out the window, and saying, forget about it, we'll see you next year. Because they feel that would be, I don't know what the word might be. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I get that feeling that they want to see how it goes. Would buy right. Thank you for the super chat. Trying to book a cruise with a 5-person family. Is there a site online where I can book that? Work with a travel agent. Number one, this is a very common question. Number one, don't book with a travel agent. Don't book this on your own. This is not like buying something on Amazon. Cruises are tough because there's a lot of moving parts, pricing, discounts. Work with a travel agent. I recommend MEI Travel, Would Buy Right. They can absolutely help you out. Number two, you got a family of 5. You're going to book a room for family of 5, right? Seems only natural. Except it's not. You should, if it were me, I have a family of 4, but if I were you, I'd be looking at multiple smaller rooms rather than one room for all of you. Number one, it's going to cost you more money to try to do one room with all of you. And number 2, you're going to be really cramped in there. And number 3, it's going to cost you more. And number 4, you're probably sharing like one bathroom with a lot of people, right? Unless you go for a really, really fancy suite. So instead, get 2 smaller connecting rooms. You'll still be able to, with the connecting room means there's an inside connecting door between them. So you still get beds for everybody. You still get a balcony. You get separation and 2 full-size bathrooms. So yeah, it's a lot of families look at it. Oh, family fun. Let me get one room. Telling you right now, work with a travel agent and look at 2 connecting rooms. It's a really good way to do it right there. April's got a question. If Royal Caribbean has to cancel my cruise, will I have to pay another $100,000 deposit when I book the new cruise, or will they roll it over? No, unfortunately, April, they won't roll it over. You're going to have to pay out the money. I know exactly what you're talking about there. It would seem like, oh, they already have my money, Matt. Couldn't they just roll it over? I think, honestly, their system doesn't support it. It's just not it's not built that way. So, yeah, that's essentially the issue. Think of it, I mean, I think you understand, but I was thinking, like, if you go to, like, Target and you return a pair of jeans and you have another pair of jeans, I mean, what they're going to do, I mean, I guess they give you store credit. That's a bad example. Okay, never mind that. The point is, their system isn't configured for that. So yes, you put the deposit down, then you get the cruise credit back. Keeping in mind, by the way, April, even if they could say, here you go, April, here's the cruise credit right here, you would not be able to book it without a deposit. The deposits need to be in cash. That being said, April, you put $1,000 down for the deposit. 30 days later, you get your future cruise credit. Cool. What you can do is then apply that future cruise credit against there. And if you have $1,000 left over of the future cruise credit, you can apply to get a refund back of your deposit. So, Mark Hunter wants tequila for Matt. Yay, tequila for Matt. I wish I had some. Sarah Baker, odds at Roller Caribbean Arena Cruise Line Fire Chapter 11. Nobody knows that, Sarah. Odds, there's just, you might as well start asking, what are the odds that my winning lottery numbers tomorrow are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it can happen. Anything's possible. But I don't think there's any kind of data that's out there that we really can tell. Number one thing to keep in mind, the cruise line, especially Royal Caribbean, I think Carnival, I think all three, the major three, have said they have cash on hand for about a year. So when we say about a year, that means starting back in March and going forward for about a year. So a lot can change between now and then. Jeff Leonard, better late than never. Jeff, good to see you here, my friend. Glad to have you joining us here. Carlos, is the Izumi Hibachi experience worth it? Brother, it is amazing. Do you get a lot of food? Dude, either bring stretchy pants or an extra large belt. You're gonna need it. Yes, it is absolutely worth it. It is a ton of food. You're not gonna regret it. Any other must-do restaurants? Portside Barbecue. Absolutely a must-do. Eat there. It's fantastic. I don't really love barbecue. That place was amazing. Jay, what are they going to require to shows that you... What? What are they going to require to show, that you have or don't have an illness? That's a good question, Jay. The bottom line is, look, it's reasonable. Number one, I think for HIPAA rules, they can't ask you, sir, do you have this? This may be part of the boarding procedure, where they're going to ask you. Remember, they ask you, like, have you ever had any, diarrhea in the last 7 days? Any flu-like symptoms? No. Have you ever been to, China in the last 7 days? No. They may ask you, do you have any of these conditions? Now, you could lie, but that may absolve you or absolve them of liability if something happens to you. So that's, I think, the issue right there. But they're going to, at the very least, ask you about that. Let's see here. Nate Lawrence, do you think it would be a good idea to book the very first cruise when cruising resumes, or will it be a hot mess? That's a good question, Nate. I don't know. I guess the question, when you say hot mess, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, look, when cruises resume, I fully expect the first couple sailings, and when I say the first couple, I mean, I expect a number of sailings in the beginning to pretty much be empty. I mean, they're not going to sail full. I think demand is going to be very low, and I think that it's not going to be back to what it was before. I think that there's going to be some attention for those sailings, but I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm willing to jump on board when they show back up again. Karen, how do you know when the symphony will start up? Oh, do you know when the symphony will start up? No. Right now, June 12th is the date, Kieran. Beyond that, whether or not, that's a moving target, though. We really don't know definitively 100% that'll happen, but that's the current date. And do you know anything about Anthem's upcoming reversion? No, Royal hasn't really said anything about it. So, Jones says, get maternity pants for Izumi. That's right. Arturo, can your stateroom neighbors hear you? If you're loud enough, yes, absolutely. The rooms are not soundproof. The walls are not soundproof. If you're loud enough, absolutely. I know that certain people have experienced that. I've experienced that. It's usually short-lived. It's usually like, oh, okay, they're done. You know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. Tim Gallagher writes, Matt, great Wall Street article with interesting perspective. Yeah, thank you very much. Tim's talking about our brand new blog post that went up today, along with a number of other blog posts on the blog, with a great Wall Street analyst. He's not an analyst, sorry. He doesn't like being called that. He's a Wall Street guy. Dan from the Motley Fool. He joined me on there. I asked him these kind of questions you guys are asking me, because you know what? When you ask me, when you ask Sherry from Cruise Tips TV, when you ask Doug Parker from Cruise Radio, when you ask Billy from CruiseHabit.com, you ask all these cruise people, look, I love these people. We're like-minded individuals. So sometimes it's good to get kind of an outside perspective on things. And so I ask questions like, is Roller Caribbean going to go bankrupt? When will cruises resume? What can we expect discounts when they resume? Basically, ask them the kind of questions you've been asking, I've been asking, but getting a completely different perspective. Wall Street people look at it from a whole different angle. They look at it from a numbers angle. They look at it from the financial statements, and they read tea leaves a whole lot differently. So yeah, it's a really interesting perspective. Check out that blog post if you've not done so already. It's brand new, up today at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Michael Vitale is here. Do you think they would ever cancel cruises with Evian after being allowed to sail simply because it's, I don't think you mean Evian. I think that's a typo. Empty. Do you think they would ever cancel cruises even after being allowed to sail simply because it's 10 to 20% booked? I think at this point, Michael, I could be wrong. I'm going to guess. But I believe the answer is yes, because you know what? A cruise that is 10 to 20%, even though that is a loss, is a better loss than a 0% refund those 10 to 20%. It's still money. It's still revenue. It's not a loss, but it's revenue. It's money coming in. And any business owner knows you want to make some sales. You can't open up a new restaurant, have one customer be like, you know what? I'm not serving you, dude, because if this place ain't full, it's not worth my time. They're still going to serve you. So yeah, I think from that perspective, I could be wrong, but I think they will do it. Bill Egger, first cruise ever, Harmony in February, Grand Suite. Nice. And by the way, Michael, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you in here. Rebecca Scott is here. Welcome. Carlos, a lot of people decided not to cruise when the ban is lifted. Will Royal Caribbean really sail with half full ship? Yeah, no, I kind of answered that question for Michael there, Carlos. I think so. I really do. You guys are not you're looking at this from a pre-2020 perspective. You're looking at this the old school way. When cruises resume, June 12th or whenever, there's a new normal. And they're not going to be. They are desperate for money right now, so they're going to take whatever they can get. I firmly believe that. I could be wrong, but that is my belief going forward. Joe Sucado, do you get as burned in the solarium as under the sun? Wife was wondering. I really don't go in the solarium all that much. I usually do pretty well. My wife gets burned all the time. She's much fairer skin than I am. I don't do too badly with that. But I also, my trick, I don't know if ladies, there must be an equivalent for ladies, but my bathing suit is UV resistant, and I wear not a surf guard, a rash guard that's also UV resistant. So really, I only got to apply sunscreen to my arms, my face, my neck, and my legs, and I do pretty well. But I'm not a big solarium guy. Also, number one, I have kids, so we're usually out in the main pool. But I prefer the shade. Also, I'm not a sun worshiper. I used to be when I was younger, but nowadays, I got to keep up with the Laura O'Donnells of the world. I don't know what that means. I just wanted to throw Laura's name out there. Tyler, shameless plug, but the Brilliance of the Seas logo is amazing. Everyone should book that cruise. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Tyler's talking about our Brilliance of the Seas Royal Caribbean blog, Brilliance of the Seas group cruise. It is our next group cruise in October 2020. If it doesn't happen, there's going to be bigger issues there at all, but would love to have that work. Josie, I missed your super chat. Holy moly, I'm so... oh, no, here it is. No, I see it now. Josie, thank you for the super chat. Come join me, Mariner, in September. Jonesy, if and when cruises resume, send me a message. I would love to join you on that one. Javon is here. Javon, please, Matt, tell them the importance of using a travel agent. Javon is 100% right, as always. Guys, use a travel agent. If you're not using an agent, especially in this day and age, you are missing out. They do a phenomenal job. They work so hard. They cost you nothing extra. And I'm gonna take Javon's. Can I go on a rant for about 10 seconds here, because this is really important. Something's coming to my attention. Travel agents work extremely hard, and they do incredible work, and I love them. Javon is right. If you're booking a cruise, you should be using a good travel agent. However, on top of all that being said, I understand there's a lot of frustrations out there with refunds and future cruise credits and where's my money. That's on Royal Caribbean side, and I will not sit here and defend Royal Caribbean on this. It is taking a long time to get refunds. I'll be the first to admit that. However, do not take this out on the agents. The agents have no control. They're your middleman. They're your manager. But your manager is not the one that gets the money. It's, again, Royal Caribbean here. They're the ones acting on your behalf. They're on your side. They want you to get that money. Their commission is already protected by Royal Caribbean, so it's not like they're losing out on money. They want to do that. So my plead for today is be kind to your travel agent. Send them a kind note. Just say, hello, thinking about you. Hope we can book something again soon. But be nice to them. They are not controlling your money. They don't have any control over it. It is Royal Caribbean. I've heard some unfortunate stories of some other agents who've been chewed out by their clients thinking, I don't know, out of frustration, I'm sure, but it's misplaced anger. So, I want to put that out there. In the meantime, holy moly, Super Chat City, Corey Tobias with a giant Canadian Super Chat. Woo! Hey, can you reprice a cruise without a travel agent for the same room? We all appreciate what you do, Brad Pitt. Thanks for all the tips. You know what? I'm not Brad Pitt, but I get that a lot. Thank you very much. Yes, you can. If you didn't book with a travel agent, Corey, even despite everything I just said, you have to call Royal Caribbean and do so. Basically, you tell them what you want to do. They can help you there. Assuming, of course, you are before final payment date and you're in a country in which you can do so, like the United States or Canada. And Justin Kippinger with a giant super chat. Woo! Hey, Matt, thanks for staying positive. This is a much appreciated, especially with the media being mostly doom and gloom in regards to cruises and Disney Universal. We're looking at booking a family cruise and hoping for a deal. Absolutely. Look, the media serves a purpose. They're there to inform and report news. However, they're also, listen, there are two industries that are doing extremely well right now. News and grocery stores, okay? Why? Because they're all in demand. People want to know that. So it's in the news' best interest to kind of keep you glued, and doom and gloom sells. That's the bottom line. I hate to be that way. It's just, look, as a blogger, I can tell you, if I post something that is sensational, that is like, OMG, you won't believe it, but blah, 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 that will get 1,000 more, 10,000 more views than anything I can ever post about, hey, here are some fun things you can do in the pool deck, which we all might enjoy, but again, it's a numbers game. So, Justin, I'm really glad you're enjoying this. I'm trying to stay as positive as I can and bring you guys some still Royal Caribbean chat, because we want to have that. We want to be able to share that all there. So, yeah, absolutely. And MDRNs, thanks for all you do. Thank you for the giant super chat. Woo! Appreciate that very, very much. Yeah. Kayla, good morning. We have a cruise booked for September. However, Australia is looking at limited international ban until 21. Would Royal Caribbean honor the booking and allow us to extend until we would be able to go on a cruise? Yeah, at the very least, Kayla, if Royal Caribbean cancels your booking, okay, you're gonna get your money back or future cruise credit. You could, Kayla, however, you have September. It depends. I think you're just past the Cruise with Confidence program. I'd wait it out another month or two, Kayla. See what happens there. Because the Cruise with Confidence program, which allows you to cancel your cruise up to 48 hours before you're sailing and then get a 100% future cruise credit, would be allowable to you. Kayla, I got to think they're going to allow that for that to occur for yourself. So again, I'd give it a little more time. I think about a month from now, you have a better picture. And then in that situation, yes, you could do that. You could say, hey, I want to take the Cruise with Confidence, get that there, rebook it for 21, and you are good to go. Christy Meyer, always use a travel agent. Yes. Javon, please rant they need money, support small businesses. Absolutely. Javon is on the correct again, as usual. I mean, support travel agents. I've always said use a good travel agent even before all this, but now it's very important. They're absolutely, they're just not making any money right now. Not a lot of people are, quite frankly, but the bottom line is support those people. Sea Dog, what's my favorite ship? Harmony of the Seas. Tawny says, yes, we as travel agents work hard. We handle everything and do the work. And by the way, the cruise line pays travel agents, not you. So you got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Rebecca Scott, after what Matt said his travel agent did for him on the last Hurricane Dorian, and she was on the phone for hours, that's what travel agents do. They are the best. It costs you nothing more to use them. And you nailed it, Rebecca. It really, I can't tell you how many hours a good travel agent has saved me. So, absolutely. Josie, I feel for those agents. Can you imagine being yelled at all day long for things you cannot control? My friend, you are not wrong. I don't understand the rationale. I understand people are frustrated. I would be too. Look, if bills are piling up and you want money and there's $2,000 sitting in Royal Caribbean's coffers, I understand. I truly do. It's money that is just out of reach and you should be getting it. It's not there. You're upset. I totally get that. But to yell at the agent, to make the agent feel bad, take it out your anger and frustration on them is just plain wrong. It's not the right thing to do. It's an awful thing. These are real people. These are human beings. They've got feelings. And most importantly, they can't do anything. Like, they can't get you your money. They don't have access to it. It's Royals that's got that. And by the way, they're also working on your behalf to get that money for you. Trust me. So they want to make you happy. It's in their best interest for you to get your money so you're happy, so then you'll book with them again. You know what I mean? So the bottom line is, be kind to your travel agent, because they're there for you. They're your friend. They're on your side, believe it or not. Heather, how long after you book a cruise can you have a travel agent take over? You have with 60 days, Heather. So if you book a cruise on your own, you have up to 60 days to transfer it to a travel agent. Liz Taylor, back from the dead. I make the joke every time, and it's still funny in my mind, Liz. Sorry. If my July cruise gets canceled, my husband and I are looking on Enchantment of the Seas. We've only been on bigger ships. Any advice on Enchantment? Enchantment is a smaller ship. It's a much smaller ship. So if you've been on Oasis class, just understand the differences, what it offers, what it doesn't offer, right? There is no Royal Promenade. There is no zip line. There's not a full Broadway show. There's still a theater. There's still great dining on there. It's just limited because it's a smaller ship. But when you're on Enchantment, Liz, you're about waking up in the morning, spending time on the pool deck. You're going to love it. JC, John Ames from MEI Travel is amazing. I know that firsthand. He saved us so much money and headaches. And saving money is a great feeling. That's why I love using travel. That's why I started using travel agents. But I will admit to you guys, I have since learned saving money is great, but saving time, that is so, I love being able to grab my phone, text my agent, hey, can you book this cruise for me? Balcony room, you know what I like. Done. That's it. Of course, anybody can go to the Royal Caribbean's website and do that on your own, but I don't want to go through all those hurdles. I want to enter all my information. I don't want to sit on hold with Royal Caribbean when I want to reprice things. Travel agents, my friends, travel agents. I missed a bunch of questions here. Rebecca, all the people on the front lines risking their lives every day. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. Gorgeous17. Oh, I get it. Gorgeous. I get it. Love your channel, blog, and podcast. Huge fan from New York. Where in New York are you from? I grew up in Connecticut. I went to college in New York. I lived in Roosevelt Island for a little bit in New York City. Love New York. It's a great place. Let's see here. William wants to know, if cruises start in July, will they send the Oasis of the Seas from Cape Liberty since it will only be there for 2 months? No. So William's saying, look, Oasis is supposed to be in New Jersey for the summer, but cruises will resume. New Jersey's still closed, but cruises in Florida are resuming. Will they send Oasis down? The answer is no. I can't imagine logistically, William, it makes sense. Because you got to keep in mind, William, if you live in New Jersey and you booked Oasis and Royal goes, oh, yeah, you remember that cruise you booked? Yeah, we're sending the ship down to Fort Lauderdale. Go meet it over there. Excuse me? No, I booked the cruise out of... No one would book that. And then you say, okay, Matt, they're going to cancel those cruises and start booking new ones on Oasis in Fort Lauderdale. That makes total sense, right? No, I don't see that happening because of the logistics involved. It takes months and years to make enough sales to fill up a cruise ship. It's not an overnight thing. That's why Royal Caribbean puts out itineraries, 18, 24 months ahead of time, because they need that time to fill up to get reservations out there. So to be able to just be like this, oh, let's move the ship down to Fort Lauderdale or wherever in the Caribbean, right? And start offering cruises somewhere else, I just don't think it's logistically possible. Let's see here. Sea-Dog, what is Royal Caribbean doing to help out with COVID-19? Well, they're shut down their cruises, number one. They're helping people shelter in place and not ensure they're doing their part there. I'm not sure what else beyond that you could really say they're doing, more so than nearly any other company that's out there, Sean Guster, can you order multiple entrees, especially restaurants, if you have the unlimited dining package? Yes, you can. There is one exception, Chops Grill. They do limit you to one entree, but you can unlimited appetizers and desserts and side dishes. That's fine. But if you go to Izumi, I mean, that's an a la carte option there. If you go to Jamie's Italian, if you go to 150 Central Park, it is unlimited food. You're not going to leave hungry. I promise you that. Guys, I want Sean's question about this. Has anyone ever left a specialty restaurant hungry? Unlimited dining, you never leave there hungry. They will feed you till you say, please, do not give me any more food. Margaret, do you think cruising will resume with cruises to nowhere as in all sea days if ports don't reopen? It won't happen in the U.S., Margaret. There's U.S. law that prohibits that from happening. A number of years ago, that was possible, but it's not now. There's something called the Passenger Vessel Service Act or something like that. And basically it says, if you're a foreign flagged ship, like Royal Caribbeans are, they're not based in the U.S., they're based somewhere else. If you have a foreign flagship and you're doing a cruise, you've got to stop somewhere outside the country from when your cruise begins to your cruise ends. So you can't just go out in the middle of nowhere. You can't just stay in the U.S. You've got to go somewhere else. So the answer is no, that won't happen. Unless, of course, that rule gets, suspended or recalled or something like that. But I'm not sure that will really happen. Carlos, do you think that there may be more incentives for Crown and Anchor customers that are Platinum, Emerald, etc., wondering if suites and balconies might be priced better? I think, Carlos, and again, this is an opinion, but I think when cruising resumes and they're seeing really low demand for people booking it, I think prices will plummet because they're going to have to in order for them to fill up those rooms. And yes, I could definitely see that, Carlos. We saw last week there was a new promo out just for Crown and Anchor members based on your tier in Crown and Anchor Society. Free money back. So I certainly would not be shocked by it at all. I don't think you're off base on that one. Tanisha, do you prefer for your cabin to be in the front or the back of the ship? Neither. I prefer for mine to be near an elevator bank. Being near the elevators is most important to me right there. Sydney Forrester, how soon do you think people should start cruising with confidence when cruising is allowed again? Do you mean, you said cruising with confidence, that's the program. Are you talking about that or just in general? Like, how soon should people start cruising once cruises begin? It's a personal choice. I mean, obviously, it's up to different people. I would go on a cruise probably before other people, but I don't have pre-existing conditions. I'm relatively young in the grand scheme of things, and I feel confident that, I'm willing to roll the dice on that. Granted, I'm extremely biased, and granted, I run a blog about Royal Caribbean, so yeah, I'm in a different situation than other people. And there might be other people who also feel the same way as me. And other people say, you know what, Matt? I'm going to wait a little bit. And that's okay, too. There is no right or wrong answer with that. I don't think, Sydney, that everybody should cruise immediately or everybody shouldn't cruise immediately. I think it's a personal decision for yourself and your family. And, I'm lucky enough that I work from home anyway. So being quarantined for 2 weeks, if I were to get sick, would be meaningless to me because I work at home anyway. I never leave the house. I have not left my house, even before all this, I barely ever leave my house. So the impact to me is not nearly as substantial as maybe someone else. And I think hope that makes some sense right there. All right, guys. I got time for another question or two and then out of here. Michael Thompson, when is the best time to buy a beverage package? Always before the cruise, Michael. It's always going to be cheaper online than on board the cruise. No question about it. Josie says, next time you sail out of Fort Lauderdale, support Jupiter Donuts. Ooh. You got to remind me about that one next time I'm down there. So, let's see here. Paul wants to know, are there any restrictions for airlines and cruises such as 2-week quarantine coming off a cruise? Well, right now everything's shut down. Before that, certain cities or states or even employers were requiring it, but it wasn't like a federal law or anything like that. Bruce says, it seems like Royal Caribbean is having a... Sorry, where'd Bruce's question go? My chat just jumped down here. I'm looking for you, Bruce. Hang on, buddy. Bruce, where are you? Michael Vital. If they decided to delay the new Galveston terminal, will the Allure move still happen? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one, Michael. That's an excellent question. That's something to be determined later. Oh, Bruce, it seems like Royal Caribbean is having a sale on the drink package. Mine dropped from $65 to $49 a day. Wow, that's awesome. Kim, are you required to pay another deposit when rebooking a canceled cruise? Yes, you are. Jay, is Florida reopening in May? No, nothing's been announced yet. Right now, the governor reopened some beaches, but that's about it. Let's see. Did I get a super chat? Holy moly! Super chat from Tony! It's been at least 20 minutes since someone yelled shots. That's why Tony and I are friends. The super chat's nice, but the shots, my friend, appreciate that. Thank you for your generosity, Tony. Really appreciate that. And sir, my virtual shot to you. Cheers. Smooth. Valerie, is it true that 5G was rolled out in Royal Caribbean? No, I don't know I've never even heard that one before. Melcaps, what does Royal Caribbean do with food scraps? Do they compost? What's happening while they're stuck at sea during this time? Yeah, they do compost. If you've taken a tour, the behind the scenes tour, they try to reuse and recycle. When I say reuse, they're not reusing old food, but they try to recycle as much as they can. And food composting is one of those things they do. Absolutely. Dennis, if you book a cruise now and the price drops, can I get a refund for the difference? Yes, provided a couple things. It happens before your final payment date. You live in a country like the United States or Canada, in which you can take advantage of this kind of policy. Countries like the UK, you cannot. And I think in Australia, they got rid of this policy as well. So, it depends on the country you live in. But if you do before final payment date, if it's the same sailing, the same ship, yes, you should be able to. So, Valerie says, sorry about all the caps. Working on tax returns, and that's how we preparers do them. Thanks for doing that. Gosh, gnaw my eyes out right now instead of doing taxes, but enjoy it. Thank you. And the last question today from Ruthie: what happens if you're booked and you are diabetic? Well, Royal Caribbean will basically deny you entry to get your money back, but I would call them ahead of time and be like, listen, I want to go on the cruise, but I'm diabetic. And they may say to you, ma'am, I'm sorry, because of you have a pre-existing condition, it predisposes you to, if you were to contract coronavirus, for it to be substantially more damaging to you. Thus, we're going to deny you entry. Thus, you're going to get your money back, blah, blah, blah. That's what I would do at this point. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Really appreciate it. I want to give some shout outs right now. Tony Diaz, thank you for the super chat. MDRNs, thank you for the super chat. Justin Kippenberger, thank you for the super chat. And Corey, thank you for the super chat. Corey Tobias. Jonesy, thank you for the super chat. Wood by Right, thank you for the super chat. 12th Man Proud, thank you for the super chats, plural. Garth, thank you for the super chat. Kim Oakland, thank you for the super chat. And Randy Patrick, thank you guys for the super chats. And thank you guys for the virtual shots. Always appreciate those. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy. Do something fun. We'll probably be live on Thursday again, hanging out, talking with you about more Royal Caribbean. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. See ya.